prove it.
This should be fascinating.
Hold it. Name?
Commander, over here.
That you are. Didn't recognize the face at first. Fought alongside you during Scarlet's attack. Go ahead. Don't mind me, just being cautious. A lot of big names in this building.
It's a big job. Malice, Anise, you've assembled quite the crowd.
No less cramped than any of Ash's hidden outposts.
Delegates and leaders are still arriving, but the turnout is impressive. My surprise is agreeable.
And nerve-wracking.
Everyone is comforted that you're joining us. You command quite a bit of respect here. Not all of us do the same.
Knew there was a catch.
You're modest.
Save that irascible demeanor for negotiations, Imperator. Go on. Mingle. As soon as a few more arrive, we'll get started. I, Countess Anise, liaison to Queen Jenna of Kryta, call all representatives of the Tyrian Alliance to council. Please, to your places. We've quite a bit to cover. First and foremost, the Pact and Orders send their regards. Structural changes have them occupied. But with that aside, the founding members have come prepared with opening statements. Affirmations of why we're here. As our mutually elected emissary, Commander, would you like to determine the order of operations?
What qualifies me to make that call?
You've had a hand in just about everything Tyria has endured since the retaking of Claw Island. We approve.
I imagine the Pale Mother supports this notion.
Sure, have at it. My queen.
Thank you all for your remarks. We gather on mutual ground as allies. For some, friends. We suffered the Elder Dragons. We saw a new Ilona and Cantha. We've endured much. But now, Tyria has the promise of tomorrow. The last decade was cruel, but standing united today shows promise that my father only dreamt of. However, it is not on kind terms that we gather. The Alliance was formed as a reaction to a new threat. Almost a year ago now, demons attacked our villages and farmlands. Your cities and homes.
48 dead in the mountains. An entire village burned to the ground. One attacked the grove.
2, just outside the gates of Rata Novus. They stank. No casualties should be accepted. These attacks were calculated, I've heard. Our perpetrator? The Cryptus.
Cryptus? And what exactly are these Cryptus? Where did they come from?
The more pertinent question, how did the Queen discern this information?
Tone.
I've dealt with an Emperor's horde of petty banter, so I pivot. Queen Jenna, care to elaborate?
This information is as novel to me as it is to the Alliance.
I've heard rumors of your trustworthiness, Your Majesty. No hyperbole until the Queen has spoken.
Enough!
Enough! triviality of Tyrian politics has not ceased its endless parade. Shall we have a mature discussion?
Introducing a representation from the Astral Ward. Iskarin.
Iskarin.
I apologize for my friend's theatrics.
And Frode, Warden of the Astral Ward.
What's going on, Jenna? Answers.
Queen. If you wish to leave with all your limbs intact.
Calm, all of you. And I thought the war bands needed babysitting. Frode, was it?
Indeed. Admittedly, I expected worse. Wayfinder, under duress as always.
Wayfinder. Ah. Should have known you had a leg in this race.
I'll try talking to them. Ready as they'll ever be. Get to the point.
They thrive on the brink of chaos.
They've all endured enough trauma for a lifetime. Patience.
If we're measuring trauma and lifetimes, they wouldn't compare.
Thank you for allowing us the time to speak to you all today. I apologize for the dramatic entrance. Again, I am Frode of the Astral Ward.
Frode. I've heard that name.
The Ward has been cloaked in shadow for centuries, protecting you from threats unknown and unlike the Elder Dragons.
The Cryptus.
The source of our demon infestation, I take it?
Beings of the Mists who are no longer a problem. Not right now. Our Wayfinder, your commander, can speak to that.
I joined their fight. The Cryptus have been contained.
I wouldn't be surprised if some still attempted to breach our realm, but they aren't organized.
He speaks truth, as the commander can attest. Hesitant trust is advised. Isgarin revealed himself to me not long before he revealed himself to all of you.
The Cryptus are harbingers of what may come next from the mists.
And you say they're no longer a threat, Wayfinder?
I've been to their realm myself. They've been stabilized.
When Su Won passed, Tyria's essence bled into the veil beyond, the mists. You are... we are no longer shielded by her power. Every eye turned toward us in that moment. And likely more, we glow brighter than we did before. Tyria is a unique world, coveted by those beyond.
To summarize, our demons are Cryptus, and you two, the Astral Ward, are some sort of secret organization that fights them?
Not just Cryptus, but any intruder from another realm.
We've certainly faced other threats that were not born of Tyria. Why didn't you reveal yourself sooner?
Or help us with the Elder Dragons?
I will answer all of your questions. But this is not the right venue.
I'm inclined to agree. Whatever this information is, I gather it's sensitive in nature.
I imagine the room needs a moment to reflect. Shall we pause and reconvene in smaller council?
After our councils have ended, I will speak with any of you. Whatever questions you may have, I will try to answer them.
Commander, with us. We'd like to continue the conversation.
So you've met before?
Anise introduced us. Their friendship was just as much a surprise to me.
We sought another ally ahead of the forum. We've known it was time to reveal ourselves to the world. Figured this would be better than a more public spectacle.
That inclination isn't wrong. Why now, though?
The Cryptus may be controlled or contained, but my words should cause fear. Tyria is as blood in water.
And what exactly is attracted to that blood?
Any number of beasts and beings. I've no reason to think we're in imminent danger, but I suspect something draws closer.
And we all need to prepare. The Astral Ward is ready to help in any way we can.
So you've numbers then?
Some. Fewer after the Cryptus. We bled on the edge of that blade.
What do you propose we do?
Focus on your affairs. We'll get nowhere without some degree of control. Your nations are fragile still. Heal. Nourish.
We'll be establishing pacts with our neighbors. I suggest you do the same.
Wise.
On that subject, I'd like to offer some information on the Isle of Janthier.
Janthier. A storm looms over that place. Blood. That is not a territory I wish to cross.
I don't expect you to, but we may find more allies throughout those lands. The Lowland Coden.
My father spoke of them briefly. He left their territory untouched. Those are bonds I have not maintained.
I imagine there's more to this suggestion, Iskarin?
We should speak within thicker walls. Yes.
Wayfinder, I don't think anyone here would be better equipped to help form these bonds. You are not only a representative of the Astral Ward, but of Tyria. Look around this room. Take it in.
I could support that notion. Yes.
Utilize Moon Camp. It's only kicking up dust otherwise. We'll send more to your aid. All your aid. The Ward will establish a gateway between our outpost and the human city. With the Queen's blessing.
Blessing granted. I support this, and you, Commander. Now is the time to fortify. The Countess will meet you in Divinity's Reach.
I've witnessed cleaner executions.
Krisha, think I'm going with the commander to Janthier. I feel a professional pull. Have little intel on that location, or these Coden, and it feels vital. Or intriguing, at least.
An imperator leaving her post to get her claws dirty. Care to steal my mate, too? Go. Be our eyes. I can cover for us.
I'll see you there, Commander.
Temperature normalized.
Prompt, as expected. Welcome, Commander. The gateway is active. I've word that Malice will meet you there. Got a glimpse of the place myself. Frode gave the Queen a proper tour. He'll be expecting you too. Though, between friends, their definition of camp is sweet. I'm sure you'll be very comfortable.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't surprise me one bit.
You are quite adapted to them, aren't you? How are you feeling about the mission, then?
Based on what I know, optimistic. Entering an unexplored territory like Janthier to establish contact with Coden, that piques my interest.
Diplomacy is a fine craft, Commander. And making allies requires an artisan. Oh, before you depart, do we prefer Wayfinder or Commander now?
Whatever you prefer, honestly. I don't know if you calling me anything but Commander would sound natural.
Old habits die hard, I suppose. Good luck.
Wayfinder, the guest of honor. Welcome to Moon Camp. Vanak, if you don't remember. Fought with you against the Cryptus and Omnitas.
This is nicer than any field lab I've worked in.
The Astral Ward? Subtle. Not a chance. Good to see you closer to ground, though. I volunteered to help with the integration. Long overdue that we got involved in Tyrian affairs. More publicly, that is. Got a few things to atone for.
Commander, Vanak was just giving us the lay of the land. Dangerous place, Janthier. Eager to scope it out.
I am as well. There's something about the atmosphere here that wilts my senses.
I wasn't expecting you here, Kaith.
On Dagonet's order, he didn't go into much detail about the Pale Tree's status. And perhaps it's not my place to say, but her recovery has been slower than we expected. Some days she seems weaker than the day before. We search for a remedy. The Astral Ward knows magic, and ancient magic at that. I'm hoping we can form a connection with you.
I do too, for what it's worth. And all help is good in these parts. Janthier is a nasty place to get lost. But before you touch ground, Frode wanted to speak with you, Wayfinder. Seemed urgent enough to prioritize.
Right. I'll track him down. Temperature normalized. I hope you've gotten some sleep since our last adventure, friend.
I used to be in charge of Moon Camp before Levente named me Warden.
There seems to be more at play here, especially when the Warden is pulled from the sky.
You know as well. It's true. The Lowland Coden will be fine allies of Queen Jenna and the Tyrian Alliance. That is no lie. They know these lands better than most. Janthier and the northern stretches are formidable. How much did you learn of Waiting Sorrow during your time in Omnitas?
Waiting Sorrow, as in your missing wizard? Very little, other than the fact that she created the Heart of the Obscure.
Indeed. I've never met her, of course, as she's been missing since before Ascalon burned to the ground. This must stay between us, for now. But we suspect that she's hiding among the Coden.
You want me to find her?
It isn't a burden on your shoulders alone. The Ward is here to support in whatever way we can. But, yes, we need you to.
Is she dangerous?
She's very capable. For your own safety, expect resistance. I wish I knew more. Between us, Wayfinder, all conversation about her turns Isgarn more conspiratorial than usual.
Then I'll keep my guard up.
Good. For what it's worth, Dagda doesn't agree with him. She was also Waiting Sorrow's closest friend, so there's bias. But that's all I've got, so I'll leave you to it. Get to know the region. We'll set out in search of the Coden soon as well. They've been known to homestead along the delta and the coastline. They'll build for 100 or so years, then move. Unsure of their exact position, but I imagine we're close. We portaled Moon Camp here to avoid scaring the locals.
Probably more subtle than flying it over the bay. Good call.
Stalwart Hart pulled some research noting they're not especially keen on magic. A floating building may cause alarm. But, good luck. I'll be here to guide you as I can. Ward's busy with the reacclimation. It's going to be a long process.
Any brilliant insights from Frode, Commander?
He and I caught up and talked about the Coden. We're not exactly sure where they're settled today, but they're likely close. Astral Ward research also says that they're a little untrustful of magic. We'll want to keep that in mind.
Sounds like we've plenty to strive for, then. We should get moving. I don't know this region.
I'd recommend taking it slow. When we call Janthir treacherous, we mean it.
Heat level stabilized.
A lot of things come to Janthir to hide from the rest of Tyria. That's why the Mersat built Baba Nisos here. Though, that place is all ruins and storms now. Hard to get close.
Bavanisos? What's that?
Former Mersat city. Fixed in the middle of the Isles. Been abandoned for a long time. Don't think I'd want to go anyway. Maban told me about it. Didn't sound all that hospitable. He went back from time to time. Memories, I imagine. Or guilt.
What can you tell us about the history of this place?
Former home of the Mersat, and later the White Mantle. From my research, there's been very little activity in recent years.
Correct. Aside from the Coden, only a few other groups have called it home. Some centaur tribes, trolls, creatures that keep to themselves. And the Isles are another story. I recommend you read up on it. A lot of blood has been spilled here. That's a Valraven Talon. Nasty beast. The Ward has little documentation, aside from a few first-hand accounts. When few travelers come through Janthir, stay away from them at all costs.
How big is Janthier?
Huge. Practically in Kryta still. But the deltas are considered a part of the Isles due to their climate and flora. It stretches far to the north, running parallel to the northern Shiver Peaks, as far as modern maps are concerned. The Isles and Bay make up most of the occupied territory, with some coastal regions lining the mainland. There was even a small human outpost on the Isles, but it's long abandoned now. Don't know a lot about it.
Not a good place to be, then.
That's a Cryptus axe. I'd recognize it anywhere.
Yep. Moon Camp operated in the area during the attacks. Abark's grunts were poking at something here. Never figured out what.
Given Janthir's history, I imagine there are any number of things a demon could be drawn to. Not especially inspiring, though. It's so quiet.
Reminds me of Drizzlewood. Abundant vegetation. I wonder how much of this is edible.
Already getting comfortable, I see. Where to first?
Sounds like something to be determined by a wayfinder.
We should follow that stream, see where it leads. Thermal release complete.
Goodness, look at you. This is a very old tree. Imagine the stories it could tell us. Standing tall and strong, protecting the smaller growth.
Eyes up, Keith.
It may be dangerous, but this place... it's stunning.
A beautiful vista for sure. I wonder where the water leads. Hologram projector engaged. Deactivating projector. Temperature normalized. Watch out for the cliff. Wouldn't make for a nice fall.
Never mind the cliff. Watch out!
What were those things?
Must be Valraven. Talons look just like the one Vinox showed us.
Janthiri flora is fascinating. And probably very toxic.
Ward, I need assistance now! Alchemy! It won't come!
Treacherous, eh?
Better check it out. Together, everyone!
What has them so riled up?
Attacking on sites so close to a populated camp is concerning behavior.
Bet it has something to do with that distress call.
Reasonable take.
Claw marks.
And from quite a large beast, I imagine.
Footprints and more claw marks. Chased them away from camp.
Blood. We better hurry.
Anyone! Help us!
Come on.
Wayfinder!
Hologram projector engaged. Surrounded. Quickly. Anyway, be calm. Not what you don't care. Maintain eye contact and be firm. The rest of you follow as we guide. The creature is vulnerable. Again, we don't seek to kill it unless absolutely necessary.
Who are you?
Outlander, use this salve. Breathe.
Who are you?
Curious garbs you wear. Perhaps something sturdier would do you better in these parts. Which of you is the leader?
Commander.
I'm leading this expedition. A voice that commands armies, I imagine. I'd like to get to know you. I'm sure the Claw would too. The sun is fading. Wherever you traveled from, our village is likely closer. Follow. We've got a fire for you to sit by.
Thank you.
We'll follow, but who are you? Barbed Veil. Come, you can help us lead the journeykin to safety. But we must move quickly, unless you want to lose yourself in the woods. Our nights have been far darker. The Valraven watch.
Journeykin? You mean that wild animal?
Fascinating beasts they are. Came to us from far away. They need protectors.
It's enraged again?
Stay calm. Help it release that energy, just like last time. Activating hard light emitter. As I told you, Outlander, the salve. That'll silence you. Again, keep your voices stable. Help it relax. Hot, hot, hot! Use the salve. All heat expelled. We're your friends. Good, good.
Starting to think that it's enjoying this.
It could be. Let it release that energy. Again, the salve. Welcome.
And so close to camp. I was expecting a little more of a hike.
It's been a long while since we've let the outside in. Travelers avoid these lands, and for good reason. Not intentional isolation, that is. It isn't my story to tell, however, and we're nearing the pen. Here, Commander. Use this to calm the beast. What is it?
Food. Let's get this over with.
Animals, especially feral ones,
this is a fight.
only know a life of hunting, fighting for their food. A kind interaction and a gift is sometimes all it needs to learn trust.
You return with more than another journeykin, Spearmaster.
More creatures lost in the wild.
A claw of the Coden that I've never heard of, huh?
Call me Stoic Alder.
We found them in the forest, defending themselves against this one.
I'm glad you intervened before any lives were lost. Come, we should speak.
As a delegate of the Tyrian Alliance, it's good to meet you, Stoic Alder.
Interesting. I never thought Tyria capable. Clearly, we've plenty to discuss. Come. The village welcomes you.
I'll tend to our friend.
Thankfully, you've stumbled into the kindest alcove in Janthir. Seems we have visitors. Rather unexpected in our keep. Welcome the Tyrian Alliance.
Tyria has allied? Amusing joke you play, leader.
Your skepticism is understandable. But given the severity of recent threats, Tyria needed to act fast. And unitarily.
Threats?
Surely the strangers do not walk among all lands.
If you mean the creatures attacking from mist portals, I'm afraid so. We call them cryptis.
Ah, mist portals. It's of the flesh stalkers that this alliance speaks. Yes. As foes, they proved fatal ones. Lives lost on your front as well, Jen.
I'm afraid so. And allying proved the viable solution, finally.
Fear can be a supreme unifier, or divider, depending on how it is channeled. So, this is why you come to my hearth, with eyes carrying intention. A bid to join your alliance.
Who knows what other threats the mists might bring? Should that happen, we'll have strength in numbers.
I respect your good intentions, but need time to ponder its implications for our own. For now, that is my decision. At this time, I extend our visitors the opportunity to speak with our council members.
Why, hello there. Rai Lycan, humble lore master of the lowland. Long before our tribe came to inhabit Janthir, we hailed from a sanctuary far in the north. In those times, we were led by two honored Coden, a claw chosen by the people, Alder's role, same as his mother before him. Also, a voice. She was chosen by Koda himself to share in his mind, ultimately proving her worth by the trial of faith. A trial that would prove both to her detriment and the tribe's. Mid-trial, nearly crushed by the weight of madness, she fled. Some call it cowardice. I believe it was the will to survive that seized her from the brink of oblivion. The same will our claw channeled in the trial's aftermath. Rather than risk ruin, he led the tribe south, to Janthir. Given time, some Coden found themselves called back by the will of Koda, a call they followed to Or. The rest, our forebearers, remained. And it is here, free from gods, tried only by nature, that we find our sanctuary. Well, at least, that's the speech I've prepared for the Cubs' annual history visit. I fear it sounds a bit rehearsed.
The role of Claw was taken, so I settled for a title more modest.
My son has some years before he claims such expertise, though his mind is sharp. Observing our council provides him practical education, instills discipline.
Poizero, son of Stoic Alder and Silken Weir. You? A wayfinder losing their way in our woods. And now Commander. That has a strong sound to it. But if you insist, lost your wayfinder.
Ah, seems our visitor also claims two names. We of the lowland drop formality with those we most respect. Right, Pokey?
Yes, Pa.
Leader, best we return to the planned agenda, pressing as it is.
Your concerns are sensible, graced by fire. Poised arrow.
I'm afraid our discussion shall prove as stuffy to our guests as the air in this hall. Show them around.
But we've only just... A fine idea. Best they enjoy the weather while it holds. Meet me outside when you're set.
Alliance, I deem you welcome visitors, for the time being. Feel free to acquaint yourselves with our town. Fortunate for you, the embers of our summer season burn brightest. May your time here pass well.
And finished!
Here you have it, Harvest Den. Much to keep a newcomer occupied, especially this time of year. Have one last hurrah before the deep freeze sets in, then our time of torpor begins and things really slow down. So, enjoy the fun while it lasts.
Weren't you supposed to show us around?
A wayfinder needs no chaperone, yes? You seem the type who'd rather blaze your own trail. Your friends, the flora and feline, make themselves at home already. Besides, if you need me, I'll be right here. Friend of mine plans to take part in the dance circle. Poor beast dances like his feet are forged from ore, but I'll be cheering for him nonetheless.
So you're a plant person? Can you make your own food? Do animals graze on you?
Making friends already, Cave.
Delightful, aren't they? What I love about children is their shamelessly charming lack of tact.
Willow, focus. We're training, not harassing newcomers.
But how pretty she is! I love her flowers best of all.
How sweet. These were a gift from a very dear friend. A dragon friend.
There's a dragon here as well?
I'm afraid we're on this adventure without her. She's resting. And she's more than earned it.
Something you have not, Willow. Back to your sets.
Could complete these with my eyes closed. Now this newcomer looks like a fine sparring match for you, Swift Rapids.
Never trained with spears before.
Really? Bet you'd take to it naturally. Talk to my sparring partner, Mists of Dawn. She'll help you get a feel for it. Most couldn't train in spears before they can talk. Though some prefer to exercise their jabbering jaws.
Thank you for letting us watch.
Hey, Wayfinder! Janthir is wild terrain. You must prepare for the unexpected.
Do not be foolish. Barbed Veil trains every day.
All heat expelled.
Probably fallout from some Mersat experiment. And they don't look friendly. I'll take them out so no one gets hurt.
Temperature normalized.
That's not good. Should probably cut those elementals down before they take their little party straight to camp. Look what I found. There. Need to keep an eye on those things.
Temperature normalized. All heat expelled. Disengaging hollow projector. Heat level stabilized.
So many screaming mouths.
Rots turned the forest fetid. The animals flee south, displaced. Do you see how the trees and plants rumble?
Heat level 0. All heat expelled. Thermal release complete. I haven't the energy. Returning to normal parameters.
I've got friends in high places. Help me, I help you. This frog stew, Paul's favorite. Just, missing the frogs. Too bad I...
Ice bath, I'd swim the Janthier Bay.
Tracks on the ground. We must find where they lead.
All heat expelled.
That's not good. Should probably cut those elementals down before they take their little party straight to camp.
I've beaten you, but you don't know it yet. Switching to hollow mode.
Area looks clear. For now, is that?
There. Need to keep an eye on those things. Can't take any more heat. All heat. Yeah, that's not good. Need to keep an eye on probably those cut those elementals down before they take their little party straight to camp.
Visitor, you found your way to the healthiest spot in town. Steeped in soap, mineral...
You are needed. Come, you must not hesitate, else we'll lose the trail.
I'm incapacitated! Light, come forth! For the record, heat level stabilized.
Visitor, you found your way to the healthiest spot in town. Steeped in sulfurs, mineral healing properties abound. Benefits from oxidation.
Thank you for letting me join your research party in the woods. The closer I can get to the ruins, the better.
Why one yearns to go near those ruins, I can't understand. But
All heat expelled.
Another storm nears. Lowlanders, Astral Ward, fortify the camps. Prepare yourselves. The strangers will move soon.
failing quickly. My energy is diminished.
The winds are picking up. The storm nears even more. Our time for preparations will escape us soon.
Light, come forth! Hot, hot, hot! Heat level 0. infuriating. I've beaten you, but you don't know it yet. Switching to hollow mode. We're burning up. Activating hard light emitter.
Prepare for impact. They come.
Light, come forth. You will obey. Hot, hot, hot. I'm nigh invincible. Thermal release complete.
Here it is. No time to quake with fear. Rigid we must remain. The strangers have woken. They've come to dance in the rain. Our one and only goal is to protect the camps. Every claw and spear. Raise them to the air. Go. Fight. Win.
For the record, what? All heat expelled. My energy is diminished. Light, come forth! Over here! Crossing heat thresholds! Why won't anyone help me? For the wreck, lacking endurance. Temperature normalized. Overheat imminent. Can't take any more heat. Help! I don't have long. Temperature normalized. Can't take much more. Hot, hot, hot! Take that! Rare and valuable. Heat level stabilized. Thermal release complete. Light, come forth! Hot, hot, hot! Thermal release complete. Hologram projector engaged. Disengaging holo projector. Now this is a find. All heat expelled. valuable.
Deft defense! Pick up the pace, Cubs. Lose to a visitor, you will? You shame yourselves.
I'm picking up all your slack.
Fine, Joe. Half the points are mine alone.
Ugh, cease bickering and move.
Time's up. Spears down. Everyone back here. Our newcomer wins, fair and square. Take note, Cubs. With practice, you'll perform with the poise of our friend one day.
It was the others. They let me down.
Say that every time you do.
Lose every time you do.
Accelerate!
Next time, I'm on the newcomers team.
Newcomer, level your spear and join some friendly competition. If you don't have your own, just grab one from the rack. Show our Cubs how a seasoned warrior handles a weapon. Do not be foolish. Barbed Veil trains every day. Our Claw is tough, but he no longer needs to fight.
Just because he does not fight does not mean the skill is not still there. Very deep.
I feel
waiting.
6 feet tall.
The strength is there. Cannot deny that.
Hey, Wayfinder. Janther is wild terrain. You must prepare for the unexpected.
You forget that Claw knows what Veil can do. She knows little about
Invigorating.
what power is waiting in the Gentle River, not seeing the falls just around the bend.
Accelerated. Heat level stabilized.
Crashes against the cliffside, sending rock to shore. Azure Windfall makes his entrance. A storm brews in my core. Quickly, Wayfinder. Show me your purpose.
Accelerate! I'm nigh invincible. Infuriating!
Blade Storm!
As your windfall risks defeat, does the Wayfinder stand a chance?
A clever combination! Infuriating! Invigorating!
Good! The cub should take note.
It's that time again. Intermission!
Thermal release complete. Now, this is a find. Heat level 0.
How about a test of strength?
Hey, Wayfinder!
When I say
Janthir is
enough,
wild terrain.
see if you can break my
You
defense.
must prepare for the unexpected.
Infuriating!